Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. This is Beauty by Sheila Lynn, where everything is always beauty related, and today's video is no exception. I'm super excited to bring a toy to you that I got for Christmas. Get your minds out of the gutter, it's not that kind of toy. It's a hair toy. And for the whole month of March, I'm going to be doing a hair series. It's going to be completely about you guys falling back in love with those beautiful locks that you have. Don't forget to subscribe, click that little bell to be notified of new content every week just like this, so that you can see my whole month of March hair series, which is called Love is in the Hair. Isn't that cute? I thought so too. Alright, so first up, I'm going to be talking about a hair tool that has been out for quite a while, but it's something that I've been wanting to try because when I do my hair straight, I always have to use a straightening iron. Even though I have like no curl to my hair whatsoever, it still gets frizzy and it's still damaged. So I like to kind of tighten everything up, use that flat iron to get everything nice and straight and even, because I have like this weird wave in the back here. I don't know why. Even when I blow dry it, it happens. So the flat iron comes into use for my little raggedy ends and the back with my little wave, and especially in the front, I always want my bangs to look 100. So yeah, that's why I use a flat iron. So that's why I was excited to bring this to you guys. Dun, da, da, da. This is the Instyler straight up ceramic straightening brush. These have been out for a while. This is nothing new. So I apologize that it's not like a new gadget that's come out. The thing that I like about this is that it says that you can't burn yourself. For anybody who uses hair tools, curling irons, curling wands, straight irons, flat irons, we know we all get burned, right? I have a burn right now. This was from a curling iron. I cut my bangs a little too short and I got too close and I just hit it for like a quick second, and this is what happened. This is like days after. And I went to work and everybody was like, "Did you burn yourself?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." It happens. All right, so the cool thing about this is that the edges here, they're all black. You guys can't see them. I'll show you the comb in just a sec. I just wanted to go over the packaging a little bit. These keep you from getting burnt. Yay! Or like your kids touching it, or it falling on your foot. It's not going to burn your foot. Whatever situation you have, it's not going to burn you. So that's really kind of one of the reasons that I wanted to do it. Not to mention, I felt like this would be faster. And if any of you know me, if you guys are not new to my channel, you know that I can use all the time in the morning that I can get. All the time. I do not like to get up in the morning. I'm not a morning person. I usually like to have at least 2 cups of coffee before I'm like super perky and ready to go. So if this saves me time, I am all about it. Unfortunately, this is my second time filming because I bought a camera from a thrift store. I was really hoping that it would work out, but I filmed this whole review and tutorial and the sound and the image quality was atrocious. So here we are again. I have used this before. This is not going to be a first impression, and I'm so sorry about that, you guys. I wish that I could somehow transfer the info over. So while the packaging is cute, tells you a little bit more about it. So I'll put this up on the screen so you guys can see what I'm reading. It's the straight up ceramic straightening brush. So it says the straight up ceramic straightening brush gives you smooth, straight, frizz-free hair in half the time it takes to use a flat iron. Bingo! Ceramic heated plates surround individual ionic bristles that simultaneously section and straighten as they glide down the hair. Powerful, instant ceramic heat is evenly distributed across the surface to deliver super straight, shiny hair in one pass. Now that's really cool because most of the time when you use a flat iron, most of us know the plates, only get the top and the bottom of your hair. It doesn't get that middle section, so there's a lot of sectioning going on when you really, really have to spend time to flat iron and straighten your hair. Even with me, again, even though my hair is pretty much straight, I do have to take the time and kind of section it out in order to make sure that it looks really even. Okay, let's see. Number 1, ceramic heated plates provide instant heat and heat recovery to straighten and smooth 16 sections of hair with one pass. That's a lot. Cool tip ionic bristles. Again, this goes back to burning ourselves. Reduce frizz and style hair close to the roots without burning, while their smooth, non-grip surface glides easily through the hair. That's awesome. Because here's the deal, you guys. As a hairdresser, I know when I get super, super close to people's face, they like freak out, or like their ears or anything. So this kind of alleviates some of that. Obviously, people aren't going to be using this in the salon. This is an at-home review. But again, I know how most of us are. We don't like anything really close because we don't want to get burnt. It does have an automatic shut off. Thank you. Thank you for doing that, Instyler. I don't know how many times I have forgotten or freaked the F out thinking that my straightener or my curling iron was on at home and it was going to burn down the house with all my animals in it. It shuts off after 45 minutes of discontinued use. Our hubbies and partners will probably like that too. So number 4, instant even heat. Heats up in 30 seconds and maintains a consistent even temperature across the entire brush surface. 5, 7 heat settings. Choose from 7 heat settings ranging from a minimum of 330, which is where a lot of my thinner people are going to be, with a lot of color on your hair, a lot of bleach. You want to keep the Fahrenheit lower so that you don't do as much damage to your hair as possible. Okay, so you want to make sure that if you are kind of like me, your hair's like a, I would say like probably like a medium to fine thickness, you want to stay at that 330 to 350 level. It goes up to 450, which is going to be my people who have a little bit more hair, you're thicker, you're coarser, and you need that heat to really get through those strands and straighten them out. Digital LED clearly displays selected temperature, which is great. We all like to see what we're doing so that we are not questioning what it's up at. You know, those little plus buttons, we want to see where those are going, right? All right, and number 6, the Piezo Resistance, the Pro Swivel Cord. I cannot say enough about swivel cords. If you're gonna have a cord on something, you gotta make sure it swivels, right? Because otherwise it's super annoying, it gets in the way, it gets stuck, you get frustrated, and then the half the time that it's supposed to take takes even more. So those are the top 6 things about this brush that I think is really cool. And yeah, it's really nice, you guys. I'm super excited to show this with you. Again, I have already used it, so I'm so sorry about that. Still an honest review because I do really like this brush, but I want to show you how it works. So what I've gone ahead and done was braided my hair last night, so you guys can see this. This is about as textured as my hair gets. I know, it sucks. It's really tough to actually get it to hold curl. I also put some beach wave spray so that you can see how it looks before the straightening brush. This is the actual brush itself. Looks exactly like the picture. It is pretty heavy, which is nice. It's got some weight to it, some girth, which I like. Love the swivel cord. This is awesome. I'm gonna plug this bad boy in, and it also does say, I didn't mention this before, but it says that it heats up in 30 seconds, which is even more of a time saver, right? Yeah. Okay, plugging this in. So we're going to turn this bad boy on. Now you do have to hold it for a second, okay? So what it starts at is 450. Now I'm not going to go up to 450. I'm going to go up to about, I'm going to do about 390. Just because I do have a little product in my hair, I'm going to go a little bit higher. And when that is heating up, I'm going to show you guys my dog. Come here, Ray Ray. Come here, Boo Boo. Come here. Oh, this is my giant Yorkie. This is Raylan. I love him so much. He wants to be up here with mommy all the time. I love you. You do too. Don't lick all my makeup off. He's yucky. It's not good for you. He's the love of my life. He's the love of my life. And if you guys don't know what a giant Yorkie is, it's just a Yorkie who's like 18 pounds. He likes to lick my makeup off after I take time and effort, and he wants to lick it all off. All right, okay. Our comb is heated up. Sorry, Boo Boo. That's it. I'm gonna put you down. Oh, it has heated up to 390. If you guys can see that display there. Perfect. All right. Now the cord could be a tad bit longer. just really kind of for this demo specifically because I'm a little bit far from my outlet. I'm gonna just try this side for you guys because I feel like it's a little bit curlier, so we're gonna start over here. So I'm gonna start on this side. I'm not gonna section it so that you guys can see what this looks like not sectioning, because I feel like the half of the time that they're saying that it takes as opposed to flat ironing would mean, you know, not doing sectioning. Let's check this bad boy out. So I'm just gonna kind of take it myself and run it through. Oh, and it's nice and warm. So what I was doing in my first video was just kind of going under to just kind of get everything, kind of pulling it through. And that product's getting stuck. And if you guys are noticing that it's not hot enough, go ahead and turn up that temperature. You know, everyone's hair is a little bit different. Some needs more heat, some needs less. If you're seeing a lot of smoking and you don't have product in your hair, make sure that you guys are turning the brush down, okay? Again, when you have overprocessed hair, the more heat you put on it, the more damage you're going to do, even with the heat protectant, okay? The heat protectant helps, don't get me wrong. You always want to make sure that you're not putting any excess heat on it. So this piece needed a little bit more assistance, so I'm just going to kind of go in like this. Now I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it. I haven't really watched a demo. I just kind of went in for the kill. But I definitely feel like it's straightening, it's doing its job. And then on the other side, I'll show you guys how it looks when you section it and like get it real close to the root. Now the cool thing that I like about this is that, again, you can kind of get really close in those baby hairs right in the front, where I think a lot of us struggle with some of the really like tight curls or tight waves. So you want to get real close to that root to get it as straight as possible. And you guys saw me, right? I did not feel that at all. Just a tiny, tiny bit of warmth, that's it. And obviously my hair falls out a lot naturally, so I'm not really worried about what's coming out. So let's go over this again. So you guys can tell my hair gets a little wavier in the back. That usually happens when you overprocess. So my hair never used to have any sort of wave in it at all, and now it's kind of a little bit wavy in the back. All right, so that looks pretty legit to me, guys. What do you think? Oh, okay, let's get this little spot in the middle here. This thing is so easy to use too. Flat irons are great. Flat irons are you know, relatively easy to use. But I think in this instance, this would be great for like teenagers, people who are just kind of starting to learn how to, you know, work with tools, especially hot tools. Or people like me who just need more time in the morning. And I'm sure that everybody would be happy about this because I don't really wear my hair down very often at work. And then when I do, people are like, oh my gosh, your hair's so pretty, how come you don't wear it down more often? And I'm like, because I don't have any time. That's why, because I'm freaking lazy in the morning. So I'm just gonna kind of keep going through. Now again, obviously I'm doing this as a demo, so I wouldn't take this much time in the morning to do it. But I really want to give you guys a full view of everything. So I am going to go over this one spot one more time. Obviously the top layers, you know, you're going to spend a little bit more time on. Yeah. I mean, even with that many passes, I feel like it still saved me a little bit of time as opposed to a flat iron. This is my thick side, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my little clippy here, and I'm going to section things off so that we can kind of do it a little bit slower and maybe not so rough to pull as much hair out so you guys can get a better idea of what it would look like if we did it in sections. And if you guys like my hair color, I do have a balayage video that's doing pretty good. I'll make sure that I link it at the end of this video. If you guys are interested in how to get a root touch-up, like a balayage root touch-up at home, it's a super simple, easy video that I feel like a lot of people can master. And you can do it in between sessions, or just do it yourself at home. Whatever you guys want to do, keep doing it and not go to a salon. Ooh, it's pretty nice, guys. Now again, this is not all the way up to the top heat because I don't really feel like my hair needs that much heat. But feel free to kind of bump it up if you need to. I'd probably start at like 390. It goes in 20 degree increments. Right? Let's see, I even touch my neck and it doesn't really hurt. I mean, it's warm, don't get me wrong. You can feel the heat, but I'm not gonna burn myself because I'm super clumsy. I don't know if you guys are too. My clumsy girls are watching this video, this is gonna be a good hair tool for you. So I'm just gonna section this out. This side's a little bit wavier up top, so this will give you guys a really good idea. Tried to get a camera so that you guys could see the whole thing. Didn't work out. Back to my iPhone, trusty iPhone. Maybe one day I'll be able to afford a camera. But for now, I think this works just fine. Oh yeah, see, that's smoking. And that's because I have some product in it. So again, you guys, if your hair smokes, don't panic. Don't panic. It's perfectly fine. That's just the product and the heat interacting with each other. It happens. This is kind of getting more hair in a quicker pass than your flat iron, especially for all my beautiful curly haired people. You guys are gonna want, you know, something other than a flat iron that just does the top and the bottom section of your hair. Right? And this just really feels like a regular brush. It's really nice. I'm actually really sad that I waited this long to get this, because I love doing my hair straight, but it takes forever. I'm gonna try to pull this out so you guys can see it. Now I would say my biggest complaint, obviously, when my hair's not braided is my ends. My ends are janky because of processing and bleaching. I do not pull the bleach all the way through to my ends when I do my root touch-up because it's just not necessary. All you really have to do is touch it up with a toner. My ends aren't as horrible as they could be, but they also can use a little bit of help. So that's usually where a lot of the heat goes. And that's the reason that a lot of the hair around your face, your bangs, your baby hairs, as well as your ends are always the most damaged. That's what I've noticed with me anyway. Like the things that I want the straightest, the flattest are the ones around my face and my ends. And you guys can tell I'm taking pretty big sections here. And I'm just kind of passing, doing a couple passes. Maybe like one in the front and one in the back, just to kind of get everything right. And just the way that my hair feels afterwards too, it feels really, really soft, really nice. I am very impressed by this little Instyler tool. I think when the Instyler came out, it was like that curling iron that twirled, and it was orange and it had a comb on it, so like combed, but then like straightened and like made your hair less frizzy as it curled. Do you guys remember that? My mom bought 2 of them, and I tried those things, and I just couldn't get the hang of it, unfortunately. So I feel like Instyler did a good job on this one. And this one is probably like I would say a medium price point. It's not too expensive. It's not too cheap because they do have some for like, you know, 10 or 20 bucks at TJ Maxx. But this one particularly, I think was about 40 or 50. Price is good. I really feel like it handles really well. And I'm definitely the kind of person that I like my tools to last a long time. I take really good care of them because of that reason. Because, you know, when you purchase something like this, it is an investment. You don't want to have to buy another one in a year. So if you take good care of these, I'll show you guys how to wrap up the cord in a minute. If you guys do that, these tools will last a long time and they'll be good to you. Just like anything else. Obviously new inventions come out, you want to take advantage of them if it makes your life easier, and that's great. But if you find something that works for you, you have to keep spending money on it if you don't have to. So take care of your tools and your tools will take care of you. I always say that. I mean, I have scissors from when I was in cosmetology school 16 years ago, and I still get them sharpened, and they're just as good as any other pair of scissors that I've ever bought. So they're actually my favorite. Probably because it's nostalgic and I learned how to cut hair with them. Alright, so this was a little bit harder in the front, maybe because it was a little bit coarser. So I definitely feel like if your hair is a little bit thicker and a little bit curlier, you're going to have to use a little bit more strength to kind of get that through the hair. But overall, it looks pretty damn good. It looks pretty shiny. So the thing that I like about this is that you can kind of pull the hair away from the root, because I feel like every time I flat iron my hair, it just takes all of the volume that I had out. It's all gone and it's just super flat. And that's probably why I don't like to wear my hair straight a lot anymore, because it really just takes every single ounce of body or fullness and just gets rid of it. You know, like a round brush, you can kind of like pull the hair one way so that it gives you a little bit more volume instead of just flattening everything out, which is what a straightening iron does. Ooh, I put my finger on one of the purple things. That kind of hurt a little bit. It's hot. Don't do that. See how clumsy I am? You can even get burned on something that you're not supposed to get burned on. See, I definitely feel, you guys, this has way more body, way more fullness than my hair ever would with just a traditional flat iron. So that's why I'm really loving this thing. This is about my third or fourth time using it, and I really am excited about it. And you can kind of flip your hair in, flip it out. You can do whatever you want to with your ends. I know like that Rachel look is back in right now, so you can kind of pull it in if you want to. Or you can even like flip it out. I don't even know if that's ever gonna come back in. It probably will. You can kind of flip it out if you want to, but you can do pretty much anything you want with the ceramic brush. This thing is a great invention. So you can kind of pick it up, right? Pick it up and then pull it out, kind of like you would with a round brush when you go and get a blowout. I really like this. I really, really, really like this Instyler. I'm super, super stoked about it. All right, so now that our hair is straight and looks fantastic, I'll show you guys how to wrap your cords and keep them nice so that they won't short out or tug and tear from this part here. I'm gonna bring it up and bring it close to the handle. And then I just kind of slowly, not tightly, you don't want to do this tightly. You want to just wrap this around as many times as you need to. And then what I normally do is I find like a little hole, okay? And then I pull the cord, the plug through. So when you store this, it's nice and clean and the cord isn't in the way, it's not out so someone can step on it, because trust me, I've stepped on a lot of plugs and it is not fun. Another way that you can do it that a lot of people like to is kind of like the way that it comes when it's packaged, right? You take it and you kind of do one of these. right where you kind of pull it around. I'll show you, hopefully you guys can see this. And it kind of already does it itself because it comes packaged. You know, this is the way that it goes. And then what you do with this leftover cord is you can wrap this around a couple times nice and tight. And then I always try to kind of pull it through a little hole again, just to make sure that the plug is nice and secure. Well, this one's a little bit tougher because it's got this white housing. I like doing it the other way because it's closer to the tool, but that's okay. Either way, your cords are out of the way. They are secure and they're not going to get ripped out because we don't want any electrical shorts. They've learned over time to make these kind of safeties here so that when you pull on it, it's not pulling straight from the mechanism. But again, you always want to make sure that you're keeping your cords nice and tidy. So that's just my little tip on how to take care of your cords. Thank you so much for tuning in with me on my first video of my series, Love is in the Hair. I want you guys to fall back in love with the hair that you have. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to click that bell to be notified of new content just like this every week. I have 3 more videos in this series and you guys are going to love them, so stay tuned. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye!